Hello, dear learners. Welcome to Exploring and Understanding of How Research Supports Yoga for Mental Health. Let's embark on a journey of exploration, gently weaving the threads of research into the fabric of our own knowledge and skills. So whether you're a therapist, teacher, or simply a seeker of knowledge, I invite you to embrace these moments with a sense of gentle curiosity and openness. I'm your host, Judy Thompson, and in today's segment, we will be exploring the publication, The Vagal Paradox, a Polyvagal Solution, published November 2023 in Comprehensive Psychoneuroendocrinology, authored by Stephen W. Porges. In this session, we are going to review research that explores new insights into the nervous system, and in particular, the vagus nerve and polyvagal theory. Polyvagal theory provides an exploration into the profound link between our physiological mechanisms and mental well-being. And this means, how does the health of our body impact the health of our mind? The cornerstone of this theory is the significance of the vagus nerve, which plays a pivotal role in the body's response to stress and trauma. Think of the vagus nerve as a two-way highway carrying information between the brain and the body. But it's not just about delivering messages, it's about shaping our entire experience of safety and danger. When we're faced with stress or traumatic situations, the vagus nerve helps to determine whether we confront the challenge, flee from danger, or shut down. These responses, deeply ingrained in our physiology, can influence our emotions, thoughts, and even our capacity to connect with others. By having a thorough understanding of polyvagal theory, therapists, teachers, and healthcare professionals have a biological roadmap to guide their practices and approach of care, and this can in turn open the door for targeted strategies that can help activate the calming pathways of the vagus nerve and even help alter a client or student's trauma response. From polyvagal theory, we understand that certain forms of deep breathing can trigger the vagus nerve to lower the heart rate, promoting a state of relaxation. And for example, when we make social connections like sharing a smile or enjoying a heartfelt chat, can activate the vagal brake, essentially telling our bodies to shift from high alert to a more relaxed state of ease. This isn't just about managing symptoms. It's about harnessing the body's own mechanisms for healing. This isn't merely about symptom management. It's about embracing our body's natural paths to healing. This kind of integration between theory and therapy is extremely promising to help navigate mental health challenges. The vagus nerve is a complex part of our body with dual functions. It regulates various processes that affect our overall well-being. Imagine its role as reducing heart rate, acting as a stress mitigator that prompts our heart to slow down and ushers us into relaxation. Yet, in intense moments, the vagus nerve can trigger the opposite effect. Instead of calming, it activates a strong response such as an accelerated heartbeat. This serves as our body's natural alarm, gearing us up to confront or quickly evade threats. The vagus nerve has two main roles. It affects our bodily responses and our emotions. It links physical signs of stress and trauma to the corresponding feelings. This shows how our biological functions combine the physical and emotional parts of our health. The vagus nerve underscores how our emotional states and physical health, usually seen as separate, are closely connected. The vagus nerve is a key player in natural evolution. Looking back through evolution, we see significant changes. The vagus nerve manages not only bodily functions like digestion and heart rate, but also plays a role in our social and emotional behaviors. It isn't just a nerve controlling our organs. It's important for social interactions, affecting things like facial expressions and speech tones. This nerve participates when we smile, frown, and speak, functions tied to our emotions and how we communicate. Think about the unspoken signals we send with a look or the emotions conveyed through our voice's tone. The vagus nerve is essential in creating these connections. This link between biology and behavior demonstrates the tight connection between our physiological states and our ability to engage socially. The evolutionary history of the vagus nerve shows a common ancestry that's more than just a remnant of the past. It's an active part of our current interactions and an unseen link that connects our state of well-being. Our bodies possess an inherent intelligence that instantly reacts to danger without conscious thought. This intelligence is rooted in the stress responses of the vagus nerve, which functions as our built-in emergency system. Imagine you're walking alone and hear fast approaching footsteps behind you. Instantly, your heart races, your breathing accelerates, and your muscles tense. You're primed to either run, confront the situation, or freeze on the spot. This immediate decision-making process, crucial for our survival, is controlled by your vagus nerve, which swiftly directs your body's rapid survival reactions. The vagus nerve does not simply trigger panic. It assesses the threat level and mobilizes your body's response accordingly. This involves a balance between activation and relaxation, regulated by this complex nerve network. The nerve controls whether to increase your heart rate for action or to activate calming effects for rest, which aids in healing and digestion. It is an effective and precise system designed for our protection. It prepares our bodies to react to danger, using responses that originated before our earliest ancestors, and this design is indeed still a part of the body's biologic nerve system. Polyvagal theory sheds light on the neural groundwork that underpins our social interactions, how we express ourselves non-verbally, listen, empathize, and establish connections. When our nervous systems operate efficiently, we are more inclined to build relationships, become good listeners, and pick up on subtle cues in communication, which are essential for social connection and bonding. As detailed by Stephen Porges, the vagal paradox centers around the dual and seemingly contradictory roles of the vagal cardioinhibitory pathways within the autonomic nervous system. On one hand, these pathways are essential for supporting homeostatic functions critical for life, such as regulating heart rate and promoting calm states. On the other hand, the same pathways can be implicated in life-threatening responses to stress, chronic threats, and hypoxic conditions. This paradox is particularly evident in clinical observations within neonatal intensive care units, where vagal responses can significantly impact survival. Polyvagal theory distinguishes two anatomically and functionally distinct types of vagal fibers, those originating from the dorsal motor nucleus and those from the nucleus ambiguus, which are both in the brainstem. The complex role of the vagus nerve in both promoting survival and potentially compromising it under threat highlights the evolution of a polyvagal system in mammals, with poly meaning many. Respiratory sinus arrhythmia, RSA, is a phenomenon that occurs in the cardiovascular system where there is a rhythmic variation in heart rate that synchronizes with breathing. Specifically, during inhalation, heart rate increases slightly, and during exhalation, it decreases slightly. This fluctuation is a natural and healthy response of the body's autonomic nervous system. The paper highlights that RSA, believed to be a marker of vagal tone, decreases as the risk of a situation increases, meaning that RSA adjusts to how safe the environment is or how dangerous the environment is, as seen in changes to heart rate variability. This information stems from evolutionary biology, neuroanatomical studies, and clinical observations, which show an autonomic nervous system that is adaptive and protective. Unpacking this research tells us that these findings are not only about physiology, but also provide clues to our natural survival strategies and could lead to new mental health treatments. Today, we explored the mind-body connection using the insights from Polyvagal Theory. We heard how the vagus nerve, an essential biological network, influences our emotions. It reacts to stress and trauma, and also regulates whether we feel calm or alarmed. We examined its evolutionary advancement, noting how it has developed over time to control physical functions and influence social and emotional interactions. We learned that our basic survival instincts, controlled by this nerve, are finely tuned to alternate between activation and relaxation. What does all this mean for you and me? Perhaps that research, like Dr. Porges's, indicates that there is a neurobiological component at play when we practice yoga. By tuning into our vagal tone, by breathing mindfully, by moving deliberately, we're not just engaging in a ritual of self-care. Neurobiologically and neurophysiologically, we are creating the internal conditions to soothe, to heal, and to connect more deeply with ourselves and with others. Polyvagal Theory explains our biological design for connection, healing, and resilience. In beginning to close out this session, I invite you to practice exploring and integrating the wisdom from today's session into your practice and into your life. Thank you to the author and publisher for all of the research, support, and space to teach about the vagus nerve. For those eager to continue exploring, or for anyone seeking more in-depth information, additional resources and supplementary materials are within reach. I encourage you to follow the links provided in the episode description to enrich your learning. As we end our time together, remember to embrace and witness the beauty of life and within shared experience. Be the thread that creates compassion and curiosity for others. Thank you for listening. May you find and share beauty and peace on your journey toward wellness.